Hey guys, I did this video for the fall. It was things I was looking forward to. Um, Went over really well. A lot of people commented on it, so figured I'd do another one for the winter and combine it with a few other things that I'll get to in a moment. Um, some things for the new year. First, I hope everybody had a great holiday. Whatever you celebrate, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season, wherever that may find you. It's the winter time. This is my favorite time of the year. As I've said in the past, cold weather I think is the best time for fragrance. Even though it's harder to smell a little bit, you get to wear a lot better things than you do in the warmer weather. So, just a few bottles that I have been really looking forward to for the fall that I've been wearing a little bit, or for the winter rather, that I've been wearing, and I've gotten a lot more wearings out of me lately. First one is Oud from Francis Kurkdjian. I started out hating this. I thought it smelled like a dentist's office. That was my first impression of this. And I've really done a 180 on it. I think this is excellent juice. A lot of people ask if there's really oud in here, and there is. It's a very different kind of oud. It's certainly not medicinal. It really even is tough to call it that woody oud. It's different. Somebody asked me to describe this, and they had said that somebody else had told them that this kind of smelled a little bit like a forest. And I never thought of it that way, but it kind of does. I mean, it doesn't have that greenness to it. It doesn't have that leafy, piney note in there, but if you smell it, it does have that woody, foresty kind of smell to it a little bit, along with some other notes. But I do wish it was a tad bit more strong, which is why I think price is a little bit higher than it should for this, but definitely good juice to check out if you can find a split of this, or a decant of it at a good price. Check it out. Very different juice. Very unique take on oud. Give it a try. Another one from the designer game did a split of this. Absolutely Gold from 1 Million. Now, I know Al did a video on this, comparing it to the original, and he was more of a fan of the original 1 Million. I'm going to have to disagree with him on this, because I think this really... I'm not a fan of flankers, as you'll find out soon. I think this is one of the best flankers that's been done in a long time. They really did a nice job rounding this out, taking the overly youthful aspects of the original and smoothing out the edges and making them better. I mean, any designer that puts out a pure perfume version, they get points for that. I don't know of another designer out there that puts out a pure perfume fragrance. Most niche don't even do that. And you can really, when I first sprayed this on a piece of paper, and when you spray it on your arm, your neck or whatever, the juice itself lasts there for a long, long time before it fades away, before the alcohol's gone. There's a lot. This is very highly concentrated. But they did a very good job with this. There might even be an oud note in here. I've worn it a few times. I've seen it referenced a couple of times. I don't know. There could be an oud note. But this is excellent juice if you don't like the bubblegum nature of the original one, if you don't like that candiness, you might want to give this a try if you can find it. Hard to find in the US, but you can get it online through Amazon or something. And then the last one, this is my favorite from the Bond House. I've talked about it a few times, but it really doesn't get a lot of love on here. West Side. This is another one of those hidden gems from Bond. I'll talk about them in a little bit, but really just great juice here. Very unique take on light wood, some light sandalwood, some rose, some booziness. Just really excellent juice. It's kind of a powerhouse without being a powerhouse. It lasts a long time, so it'll get you through a full day without a problem. But it doesn't overpower. It's probably not something you want to wear to a club or something like that. But if you want to wear this out and be noticed, but not take over the whole room and still smell very classy, but unique, this is for you. So, West Side, great for the winter. Performs awesome. Check her out. All right. I was thinking recently about, New Year coming up, and what I want to see and what I don't want to see for the new year 2013 in the fragrance game. And I kind of put together a little list of complaints, list of suggestions, so to speak. So I thought I'd throw this out there for whoever's watching. Agree with me, disagree with me if you may. Number one, stop using the word noir. It's overdone. Enough. You have like the Tom Ford noir, you have noir de noir, Japon noir, pomegranate noir from Joe Malone. 10 million noirs out there. Enough. We get it. It's black. It's in French. Enough. Stop using it. It's to the point now where it's not unique. It's really just a cheap marketing ploy. I know that when I'll use Tom Ford as a punching bag here a little bit. They release Noir in the fall, and I bought a bottle. I had people interested in it, and they mistook it for Noir de Noir. Why you would name something Noir when you have another bottle, fairly popular one, called Noir de Noir? Did their marketing people not see the overlap, the potential confusion there? I know Noir is a more broad release, but to those who are familiar to the brand, and those who are even new to the brand who see both, it's confusing if you don't know specifically what you're looking for. So, just stop using it. Use something else. It seems like everybody, a few years ago, they started releasing black this, black this, black this, polo black, double black, triple black, whatever black. They switched to the French version. So, I don't know, maybe next year it'll be Spanish. Who knows? But stop using noir. It's dumb. Designers, stop releasing flankers. Stop. Enough. The main culprit, Mugler. Stop it with the Amen flankers. You've done enough. The idea's completely drilled into the ground. It's old. It's done. Come up with a new idea. I think that's what a lot of, some of us in the community get ragged on for doing too much niche stuff. And so I think there's a little bit of validity behind that, but I think some of us, I can't speak for everybody, get a little bit disappointed in the designer game. There are so few new ideas. This is an exception, absolutely gold to that, but there are so few new ideas coming out from the designer side of things. Everything is a flanker. Everything is a money grabber. At some level, every fragrance is about, making money. These are all businesses. But really, it's almost like an insult to people who love fragrance that they keep releasing these things over and over and over again. Pure shot, pure leather, pure this, pure that. Give it up. And how many Armani codes were released this year? There's like what, Armani Code, Sport, Ultimate, Athlete. Enough. Come up with a new idea. Give us something new. And maybe you'll get, I know that the designer game's they're not marketing to people like me and to people like who watch these videos like you guys. They're marketing to the mass consumer who's really not generally that into fragrance. But really for us, it's an insult in some ways to our hobby, to to what we like to keep getting these garbage releases over and over again with a different name that are a lot of times just, the same juice, tweak one note, and poof, it's the same thing. But stop it with the flankers, Mugler. Move on. A couple of houses have gone off the tracks a little bit. Bond, stop releasing things. Enough. All right. You had 10 juices, 10 different new bottles this year. You have I Love New York for like every day of the week now. Like Father's Day, Mother's Day, Earth Day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Enough. You have too many new ideas, and it waters down the quality of your new releases. Every now and then, yeah, you do come out with some real good juice, but it's surrounded by so much filler that it's too much. You have like New York Musk, Sag Harbor, Manhattan. They all kind of mesh in together, and they overshadow one another, and there's only so much time you can invest into producing and coming up with new juice that it seems like they just kind of rushed out over and over again. So, slow down. Slow down. You have 71 bottles out right now, I think. That's enough. That's enough. Another one, Tom Ford. A lot of you know I'm a big fan of his. You're not doing so well lately with what you're coming out with. The Jardin Noir series was subpar, to say the least. In my view, 3 of the 4 were really low quality, below you. You've done better. Cafe Rose was alright. It was average. But even so, the trajectory right now of the private blend line, I don't like where it's going. He's discontinuing a lot of very good juice. Amber Absolute, the most recent casualty. Even Bois Marquin. I'm surprised Mark liked that one so much. I wasn't a terribly big fan of it, but it was interesting. It was very... it was unique in its own right, and certainly better than any of these Jardin Noirs. And even going back to some of his more recent releases, they're all within the same genre. They're all the fresh, fruity flowers. You go back to Azure Lime, not the Rolling, that was an original. Lavender Palm was a recent one. And then you get into the 4 Jardin Noirs. Santal Blush, not really flowery, but still kind of fresh. Jasmine Rouge. I guess maybe I'm just pining for the originals. That original 12 that were from the private blend line were so good, and were just such excellent, bold, new releases, things we hadn't seen before, that these new ones just, they don't stack up. You look at something like a Japon Noir. Does it have its faults, its quirks? Yeah, sure. But it's different. It's something you can't get anywhere else. It was something, it brought something to the game that hadn't been seen elsewhere. So that when you look at something like one of these new ones, this, Jonquil de Nuit, Louis Fumé, these flowery fragrances, that's what they are. They're nice, yeah, they smell good, but, walk down to another counter and you'll probably find something that's not too far off from it. And that's not what Tom Ford's private blends were known for. They're known for bold, innovative, new things that you couldn't find elsewhere. And I think he's straying from that a little bit and trying to get more to the, not necessarily the money grabbers, but to the more mainstream type of releases. It's easy to release a flowery, fresh one, and people will like it. It's easy to like. That's not what private blends. That's not the impression that I got about private blend and what drew me to it. Those aren't easy to like. They're new. They're bold. So get back to it. And finally, this is going on a long time. Jeez. Everyone, quit it with the oud. All right. We've had enough of these. Oud's a great note. There's a lot you can do with it. Problem is, in the past year or two, just about all of it's been done. There's not much more that can be done with oud that hasn't been done recently. Everybody has released an oud. You know, heck, even Calvin Klein is getting into the oud game a little bit with this encounter stuff. Which, not bad, but not a whole lot of oud in there. The problem is they're all meshing together. Like, I recently tried Healy's Agerwood or Agerwood or however the hell it's pronounced. Apparently it took him 4 years to create it. It's almost identical to Black Oud from Montal. It took you 4 years to create something that's been on the market now for... I forgot when Black Oud was released, but it took you 4 years to create that? Really? You know, Aqua de Parma has an oud. MFK has an oud. Granted, it's a good one. Killian obviously has ouds. Tom Ford has ouds. Even Paco Rabanne seems to be getting into the ouds. Bond has ouds. Everybody has an oud. Stop. Move on. Go to a new note. I can hear Mickers knocking at my door right now telling me to shut up. It's a great note. There's been a lot of awesome fragrances that have come out with it. Enough. The one person I will give credit to for not jumping on the oud train is Tower. Andy Tower, to my knowledge, has not released an oud fragrance, or at least not one that's an oud-dominant fragrance. And while he's an excellent perfumer, and I would love to see what he could do with the note, I don't know if he's holding out because it's kind of, oud's getting overplayed a little bit, but bravo, sir. You've held off the bandwagon. Maybe he's waiting it out a little bit, but he's one exception, so good job, Andy, if you're watching this. So those are my things I'd love to see in the new year. Finally, I had made a list in the fall of splits I wanted to get through, and I got through most of them, almost all of them. So I made a new one for the winter. Here we are again. These are just things, some of you have suggested them to me. Some are ones that I want to do personally. I'll just go through a couple. Mitza from Dior. This one just popped onto my radar recently. I'd overlooked it. Apparently it's great juice. I've never smelled it. I'm looking for a sample. I think I have one coming my way. But Mitza, good one. New York Amber from Bond. As after I bash them, I go for it. That's one that I'll probably do rather soon. A couple Montals. You guys really like Montals. Greyland and Red Oud. Both of them are really good fragrances. They're very, very different in their own right. I think they'll be great splits. Incense Extreme from Tower. Apom from MFK. Did a little bit of a 180 on that. It's good juice. Tobacco from Odori. Somebody had suggested I look into that line, and I was impressed by it. It's good. I want to try their Iris one as well. See if that would be a good split candidate. Tom Ford Extreme. Somehow I have not done that. I also would love to find a bottle of Purple Patchouli. Another one of the original 12. If somebody knows anyone that has a 250ml bottle of Purple Patchouli, let me know. I would love to split that. Really, really interesting juice. It's odd, really odd, but it's interesting. Very interesting, I'll say that. Byredo, that was a popular one. The Oud Immortel, that's quality juice. Another Oud right there. But I got a sample of their pulp. That one you guys have been telling me about, and you guys are right. that's a good one right there. I think that'll be on the list. That's just a few of the ones I have, but if you have any other suggestions, as always, please let me know. You know, you guys often thank me so much for doing these splits. and of course I'm very happy to do them. But really, thank you for participating in them, for getting to know me, me getting to know you. Really has been a pleasure this past year and a half or so, getting to know so many different new people. And really, I thank you guys, because without you, I wouldn't be able to get my hands on these juices either. Because so much of the stuff, I can't afford to go buying all these things on my own, full bottles. I'm not made of money. I got my student loans up my ass too. So it helps me get my hands on the juice, and I really wouldn't be able to do it without you. So that's why every time somebody's in a split, I say thank you to you guys, and I really do mean it. So look forward to doing some more with you this coming year. Don't know at what pace it'll be. I'll be around. I'm not stopping. I do have some new things coming up in my life this year. Might be moving across country at some point, to be determined. But we'll get to them. If you have any more, get on there. If you have any things that you want to see, or if you hate me because I've crapped on oud for the last however long this has been, let me know. And what are you looking forward to for the winter? Great time of year for fragrance. Let me know. Alright, talk to you soon.